All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So in this video, I want to talk about Stan the Rhino Efferding, the world's strongest professional bodybuilder. So when determining who the world's strongest bodybuilder is, there's a couple factors we need to consider in measuring how strong they are. So number one would be, what's the best method of measuring strength? So most people would argue that powerlifting totals would be the most accurate measure of total overall strength. So in this video, we're going to be looking at Stan's best powerlifting totals and best powerlifting numbers. So when we look at these powerlifting numbers, there's a lot of things that we should consider when we look at them. So number one is we have to keep in mind there is a thing called equipped powerlifting. So there are a lot of bodybuilders out there that have competed in equipped powerlifting and have, completed some pretty impressive lifts in or out of the gym wearing what we call, powerlifting suits. So there are bodybuilders that wear things called squat suits, deadlift suits, or bench press shirts. And these are basically lifting apparatuses that are going to help them lift more weight with kind of assistance. So basically it's a shirt or a suit that kind of assists with the lift, and the bodybuilder or powerlifter is not really completing the entirety of the lift just on the merit of their own strength. So we're going to be looking at raw powerlifting. So raw powerlifting does not include any of these, super suits or bench press shirts or any of that nonsense, just absolutely raw strength. So we're going to get to Stan Efferding's powerlifting totals and numbers in a minute, but first let's cover his bodybuilding career. So before he got to the IFBB, he competed in the NPC and he won the NPC Emerald Cup heavyweight and the overall. Then in 2009 would be where he turned pro at the NPC Masters Teen and Collegiate Nationals, where he won the super heavyweight division and the overall, and that's where he turned pro. So in 2010 in the IFBB, he competed in the Phoenix Pro, and he also competed in the 2010 IFBB Orlando Europa Pro, and he placed 14th. Then in 2010, he would show up at the Mr. Olympia competition and compete in the Mr. Olympia World's Strongest Pro Bodybuilder. But he did not compete in the 2010 Olympia bodybuilding competition, just the World's Strongest Pro Bodybuilder competition. So in this competition, he was basically going head-to-head with Johnny Jackson, who basically claims to be the strongest pro bodybuilder. And I think he still kind of claims that right now. So in this little competition, it was a push-pull competition, which means a bench press and deadlift competition. So it wasn't a full powerlifting meet. So he bench pressed 628 pounds and deadlifted 800 pounds. So his push-pull total was 1428, and he beat Johnny Jackson's record by nearly 100 pounds. So prior to this event, Johnny Jackson was claiming to be the strongest bodybuilder in the world. So he handily beat Johnny Jackson. I think it was a pretty decisive victory there, in a very big margin that he beat Johnny Jackson. 100 pounds is a lot. So he would only go on to compete as a pro 2 more times, in 2011 at the Flex Pro, where he would place 9th, and in 2012 at the Flex Pro, where he would place 13th. So let's look at Stan Efferding's powerlifting numbers. So there's been a lot of speculation and rumors about fake plates in the fitness industry. So when we look at Stan Efferding's powerlifting totals and numbers, we're going to be looking only at official powerlifting meet numbers. So this meet was judged. All the weights were weighed, everything was official. There's no possibility of faking any of these lifts. So everything is 100% legit. We're not going to look at any of his gym lifts. So in raw powerlifting competitions with judges and everything, his best raw squat with no knee wraps was 854.2 pounds or 387.5 kilograms. And that was at an SPF meet in May of 2011. So that was right in the middle of his competitive career as a bodybuilder as well. So his best raw bench press was 606.3 pounds or 275 kilograms. That was also at an SPF powerlifting meet in 2009. So that was the year he became a pro bodybuilder. And his best raw deadlift was 837 pounds or 380 kilograms. And that was at an SPF meet as well, March 24th, 2013. So a year after his last competition as a pro bodybuilder. And his best raw total, so that is the sum of 3 lifts, the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift. So his best raw total was 2,226.6 pounds or 1,007.52 kilograms. And he set that on May 2011, and that was also an SPF powerlifting meet. So that was right in the middle of his career as a pro bodybuilder. So if we go back to Johnny Jackson, who is the only guy that's really even in the same ballpark as Stan Efferding in terms of strength and pro bodybuilding, some of his best lifts are not even in an official powerlifting meet. So his best lifts, his 1 rep max squat, he claims to be a 825-pound squat, and that is in a squat suit. So that is an equipped lift, not a raw lift, and that is an unofficial gym lift. So that was not in a powerlifting meet, and that is still less than Stan Efferding's squat. His best 1 rep max bench press is 600 pounds with a bench shirt. So again, not a raw lift, and that was equipped. And that is again an unofficial gym max. So that was not an official powerlifting meet, not judged and not officially recorded. And his best deadlift was an 832 pound raw deadlift. And that was actually in an official deadlift only powerlifting meet. And that is still about 5 pounds less than Stan Efferding's best raw deadlift. So I think it's safe to say that Stan Efferding is undisputedly the strongest professional bodybuilder, probably in the history of pro bodybuilding and definitely in the current scene of pro bodybuilding. I don't think there's any pro bodybuilders out there who can even come close to Stan Efferding's total of his 3 raw lift max. I know there's videos of Ronnie Coleman squatting about 800 pounds with a super suit on. Again, that's an equipped lift. But I don't think Ronnie Coleman was benching anywhere close to 600 pounds. I think he deadlifted close to 800 pounds at one point in time, but still nowhere near what Stan Efferding was deadlifting. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Stan Efferding. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.